Say something.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, procrastinators.
Yes. Procrastination.
How do we usually start these off? I've forgotten. We
I-
had Sat last time and he usually holds a conversation by himself.
No, I seem to remember last time I had the little nugget in my head.
Yeah, and we see how that went.
That went really well.
I mean,
in-flight entertainment.
Yeah.
We could talk about the spiders in my house if you want.
Alex has a spider infestation in his house.
Spider infestation, and that fucks me up, man.
Yeah, so I had a colleague this week actually. Like, we thought it was a burn, like it came up overnight. And we're like, oh, you must have grazed it against like a cooker or something.
You're making me feel sick.
And it had like swollen up at work, and it got worse. And then she went to the pharmacy, and they said go to A&E.
And what was it?
Oh, it was a spider bite, an infected spider bite. So they had to give her antibiotics, and they cut it off.
They cut what off?
The lump.
Where
the
was
growth
it?
On her hand.
Oh, that's making me feel sick. Did it hurt? Was she saying it hurt?
Yeah, it hurt. Because like, I've had infections on my hand before.
Oh.
I think you saw it, but it wasn't even at its worst. But yeah, the second time round was bad, but I actually just drained it myself rather than letting someone else do it.
Oh my god.
Because I found out the perfect way to do it, like a lighter, a needle, and soak it in water.
So the skin goes all soft and then
yeah,
you pierce
and then
it.
and if you heat up the needle, it pierces easier.
Well, the best time I ever went to the doctor's, so I had this thing on my middle finger where just by the nail, you know where if you try and get a nail off and then it gets really sore in there, it goes...
A little bit white.
Yeah, but my finger swelled up to like a huge... And it was like yellow and green.
That's what happened to me.
Was it yellow and green?
Yeah, because it was all pus.
Yeah.
That happened to my middle finger and my thumb.
So it happened to my middle finger. This is disgusting. And I went to the doctor's and she was like... so yeah, just drain it. And then she stuck a pin in it and it went flying. And then my finger was
that happened once. Okay, it was funny. Actually, you can actually still see. That's where I had the first one. That's not normal, is it? That doesn't look right. And that's where I had the second one.
It was the best, most satisfying doctor's...
the first infection I had. The first thing. Like, I had a course of antibiotics for like 5 days and it still hadn't cleared up. Yeah. It went down a little bit, then came back up. So I was going to the pharmacy to pick up another one and I lit my cigarette. And you know how you light with your thumb?
Oh.
And that's where I had my infection.
Tension.
No. As I was lighting it, it burst.
Oh.
On the middle of the street.
Was it good?
It's like after a guy would come after like the worst sex ever. Because it felt flaccid, if you know what I mean. Like it didn't go flying. It was just like.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Okay.
I used a weird analogy for that.
Okay.
Welcome to Dangerous Bodies, or whatever that show is called.
Mate, I was going to say Embarrassing Bodies.
That's it.
There was an episode where someone had like a bruise and then the doctors cut it open and loads of baby spiders poured out.
Yuck. Like, I have so many bites. You can see, these are just the ones that are on my arm. I've got like a couple on my leg. I've got some on my flipping back somehow. I don't know how. Because how the hell did they get in there?
They could be baby spiders.
They could be baby spiders infesting in my body.
So yeah, I've got an infestation and I need to go home.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, deal with that. Oh, that's disgusting.
They are really spiders, though.
I might just want to I think I'm just going to have to burn my house down.
I mean, I think that would cost more than an exterminator.
Yeah, but exterminators won't deal with the problem, I don't think. I think I've just got to move.
Spider traps?
It's the spider's house now.
Spiders walk around like they own the joint, though.
Yeah.
So, like, they don't care about you.
It's weird how conkers is a thing, isn't it?
Conkers?
Conkers is supposed to get rid of spiders.
But they also bring in ants, my mother told me.
What? I'd rather ants than spiders.
When I used to go, when you're a kid, you used to go around collecting conkers. I came back with like an envelope full of conkers, and my mum went batshit and said that I was going to bring ants in. We already had ants during summer sometimes. Anyway, so I don't understand what her deal was.
Mum.
That doesn't know this podcast exists, and let's keep it that way. And if she did, she probably doesn't know half the stuff we're talking about.
Fucking conkers.
Anyway, I think you bought a musical guest along, didn't you, to do the intro music today?
Yeah, it's Dr. Dre.
So you're not doing fake ones, you're just going to say real ones.
Oh, what? What did you want me to say?
Like, I came up with green oyster something.
Blue oyster cult?
No, I made up a different name. That was
green
like a
oyster cult?
No, green salmon religion.
Okay, the Jingle Balls. Take it away.
Welcome to the Dorks Deduction Podcast, where we talk about stuff.
Oh my god, those balls were amazing.
They jingled. See you later,
They
guys.
hung really low as well. It was kind of gross a little bit. But anyway, what are we talking about today?
Yeah, well, it's a proviso. This was a bit of a. We were going to do. I think we can let them behind the curtain. We were going to do a different.
What happened was we set this date a month ago. Because Chris said I need a month's notice.
Oh, don't do Chris like that.
I've been giving Chris all the dates up in front.
He's not here to defend himself.
And instead, what does he decide to do?
What?
He decides to go Hitler hunting.
Is that what he's doing tonight?
Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know he was doing that.
He didn't even invite us.
Yeah, if he told me he was doing that, I would have gone with him.
Yeah, we would have bought the microphone
What's that?
as well.
When you try and find the dead body, or
no, just find
people that look like Hitler,
or act like Hitler. I mean, certain people in power as well. No, what he's I lied. He's not actually there. He got the news late, and he's gone down to 10 Downing Street to have a party.
Oh,
so he's the only one there at that party.
Yeah, he's silent.
He found out a few months later.
But to be honest, when this episode comes out, there could have been at least 2 other prime ministers.
Yeah, probably. Could be Cunt as well.
And
Rory Stewart.
We just found out that Boris Johnson is the Prime Minister of England. I have no more political input.
Yeah. So now America, and I've been ragging on you for about 2 years, but I feel your pain. I feel it.
Have you seen? Do you know who ASAP Rocky is?
I've heard of him. Isn't he in prison somewhere in Singapore
so he's
or something?
Sweden.
Close. Wait, Sweden imprisoned someone?
Yes. So ASAP Rocky's a rapper, and he was in Sweden, and there's a video of him like being harassed by some guys, and then he was arrested by Swedish police. He's been charged with assault.
But the other people were harassing him?
Yeah, but then I don't know what happened after. He must have fought them, had a fight with them or whatever.
Yeah, but they were the instigators.
Yeah, but still, if someone's like instigating something and then you like beat the shit out of them, you still probably like get in trouble.
I'll be like, out of self-defense. Can you see the scratch?
But then have you seen, Donald Trump is writing tweets to the Prime Minister or President of Sweden being like, let ASAP Rocky
Could you have imagined 5 years ago our politics and the great deals of like peace and freedom were going to be made over Twitter?
Yeah, it's crazy. That's true. How many characters can you have in Twitter?
140.
Yeah, and that's Donald Trump.
That's his educational range, isn't it?
Struggling to fill it.
Yes. Anyway, this episode isn't on why Chris left us for Boris Johnson.
But I hope to see you soon, Chris. We miss you. We were going to do some episodes, but Chris was fairly integral.
Yeah, he was integral to them. So if you don't get a special Halloween episode, you know who to write to.
Yes.
Chris
Hemsworth.
No, Hemsworth's fine.
Chris Hemsworth, is Chris Bridges.
I feel like we should have Chris Hemsworth back again.
Well, we need a Chris.
He RSVPs better than Chris. Chris.
Do you think it's bad to sort of prepare this episode by saying, like, we were going to do something else and now we're just falling back on something, so this is very unprepared? Is that a bit like...
Yeah, but I love the unprepared bits.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like it's a bit... We're shortchanging the audience. Do we give a shit?
Not really. No. I mean, audience members, if you want to write to us, fine. I mean, I don't know what email address we're using right now.
Please do, if anything.
Yeah, I don't know what email address is valid right now.
You can use mine.
So you can send carrier pigeon. I mean, I'm not giving them my email address. So this episode, we were going to do a one-shot because we know you guys just love hearing us just talk about
I wanted
life.
to tell you all about the seed bolt.
Yeah, that wasn't going to be a one-shot though. That was going to be a full thing. So let's save that.
Yeah. Got the audience salivating
over a seed vault. Are they going to think what I thought and thought sperm bank? That's my natural thing.
That is what it sounds like, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, so we're just going to be talking about
going to the cinema and shit.
Going to the cinema and all the different aspects of it.
Yeah.
Do you like going to the cinema, Tarlin?
On and off. Like, I've got a limitless membership, so I kind of have to go to the cinema.
What does that mean?
That basically means I pay £20 a month and I can go to the cinema as much as I want.
Oh man, I've wanted one of them for years.
So I kind
of... What is it?
It was to push me to Odeon, because there's more of them and they're easier for me to get to than the others. But like with Odeon, you don't get as good as a deal because they've only just started putting food discounts on. Whereas with Cineworld, you've got so many discounts in other places. So
how much does a Cineworld ticket end up as? How many times do you need to go a month for that to be worthwhile?
With Odeon, I think I just need to go at least twice a month.
Okay, yeah.
Their tickets are like £10 to £15.
Yeah, they're well expensive.
Or more if you're going peak time, like £18, yeah, like you said.
Yeah.
So it made me go cinema more because I wasn't going much because I'm like, oh, there's only a few movies I'll watch anyway. So I just pay per ticket because a ticket's like £15 or £20. when it comes to everything.
The cinema down by me, Peck and Plex. Shout out Peck and Plex if you want to, I don't know, send us some free stuff.
And what are they going to send us? Popcorn?
Yeah.
That doesn't travel well.
$4.99 for a ticket.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really good. But I mean, I'd have to pay for travel, that's the thing.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that's quite good, isn't it? So I'd have to go, what, four times a month for it to be worth it.
So once a week.
Yeah, Peck and Plex is good.
I mean, with the Limitless thing, I find it good because I don't mind what movie I watch now.
Yeah.
Because before I had to be selective, I'm just going to go, I'm only going to watch the movies I want to watch. Yeah. So I would never branch out.
And
like, I wouldn't watch stuff that I didn't know much about, or stuff that looks like it might not be that great. So I'd never... You have to watch bad movies anyway, but I'd never find those gems that I would never have watched before.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, so if I was going to go to the cinema and then I looked and there's 4 films on, I would be thinking, I don't really want to see any of them. Yeah. So I'll be like, I'm not going to bother. But with you, with your Limitless thing, it's like, right, what film should I get? Oh, I'll just take a punt on that one. Have you had any really nice surprises with that?
A few, actually. You know what movie that I wasn't expecting to be solid? I've forgotten the name, actually. I shouldn't have brought it up.
Great.
You know what? I actually, I watched yesterday, which, it's Danny Boyle. But I probably wouldn't have watched...
Curtis.
Yeah, but I probably wouldn't have watched it in the cinema if I didn't have Limitless, because I would reserve cinema going for cinematic movies.
Sure,
that's a cinematic movie, but I can watch it in my own home and it'll probably still have the same effect.
Yeah.
And like Sat talked about it last week. So what he said, I support him as well. I didn't understand what the ending of the movie was supposed to be. Because, like, the romance was supposed to be on the back burner for so long. Yeah. And it was all about him getting success and all that stuff. But at the ending, it was just about the romance.
So it's a Richard Curtis movie at the end of the day, isn't it?
But I probably wouldn't have watched that if I didn't have Limitless.
And you liked it?
I liked it. I also watched Midsummer.
Oh, shit. Is that good?
No,
Midsommar, isn't it?
Midsommar, sorry. It is, but my problem is that I didn't know it was going to be so fucking long. So if I'd known that movie was going to be that long, I wouldn't have watched it in the cinema. Like, it got to the hour mark, just over an hour, and I needed to pee, and I thought, the movie's probably going to be over in a half an hour, so I can wait.
How long was it?
Well, it was over 2 hours.
Anything over the 2 hour mark is fairly long, isn't it?
I'd say an hour and a half for a general movie.
90 minutes, classic.
Yeah, 90 minutes classic. Maybe an hour and 45 minutes.
Anywhere sub 2 hours is good as well.
Yeah, but over 2 hours, you have to be like a major movie that makes me want to sit in my seat like an Avengers movie or something. I wouldn't do that with any other one.
What do you reckon the Avengers movies are on average? 3 hours?
They've gotten longer. Well, the actual Avengers movies, or are you talking about the sub-movies?
I'm talking about all of the whole Marvel universe.
Oh, the solo movies aren't actually that bad. They're like an hour and a half to 2 hours. The Avengers movies, the first one wasn't actually that long. I'd say that was probably an hour and a half to 2 hours as well. The second one, I don't really remember. But with the third and the fourth one, so Infinity War and Endgame, I knew that they were going to be long movies because they were trying to tackle such a big story and how many people were going to be in it. So I understood why that was long. Midsummer, if I'd known before, there should be like a warning.
They would put a warning on it.
No, there should be a warning.
This film is too long.
This film is very long, so if you're going to watch it, don't drink for a couple of hours before. Like, that's what I did when I knew the Avengers movie. I was going to go watch the Avengers. Didn't drink for a couple of hours before the movie.
Do you know there's an app that you can get, which is for exactly that situation, where it's like, it tells you the best time to go pee in a film. So if you're in the cinema, then it tells you like,
but I don't like peeing during film.
And then you go to take a pee, and it tells you what's happening whilst you're peeing. So it'll be like,
really? Okay, you need to give a plug for that app.
I can't remember what it's called.
Damn you!
But then the problem with that is you have to get your phone out in the cinema.
Oh, that's a breach of cinema etiquette, which again we should talk about.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Yeah.
Never get your phone out.
Never get your phone out.
Have you ever had a film ruined by other people?
Yeah, but I get annoyed easily, so I didn't know whether it was me or... There was a good few times, actually.
There's a difference between having your film ruined and ruining it for yourself just because you want to get pissed off.
So one time, a group of kids came in late. I think Alien Covenant, I believe it was.
Oh, that's asking for it.
So I was already pissed off when they strolled in late.
No, but that film is asking for a group of kids to come in and just be like, not
I
watch
don't
a
care.
single second of it.
They don't pay for the tickets. I do. So people, parents, teach your kids how to behave. But they showed up late, which would have been bad enough, but don't say anything, it's fine. Get back to the movie. started tossing stuff around, talking throughout the whole thing.
That was why they went there, though.
No, but I actually got up off of my seat, went over to them, told them to shut up.
Did you whisper it? Or did
No, I was just like, no, I wanted people to hear that I was telling them to shut up.
That's the thing, because I hate that. It's happened to me before. Yeah, where like people are always like, oh no.
No, that's not the first time I've done that.
I have to do something now. And then if you say shut up, then you're adding to everyone else's problem.
No, but
because you're talking.
No, they wanted it.
But then the other end of it is.
No, that's not the only time I've done that.
Tell us another one then.
So one time I was sitting in the cinema and someone pulled out they were directly in front of me. Someone pulled out their phone and they hadn't even put the brightness down, and like they wouldn't put it away. So I had to tell them, can you put your fucking phone away?
Yeah, but you don't know what was happening in that person's life.
They were looking at Facebook.
Oh, shit.
Or Snapchat, or one of those derivatives. They were looking at someone's photo.
Okay, so it wasn't like,
It wasn't like an on-call doctor. I say that gets a pass. On-call doctors, if they're in the hospital, if you're a doctor or something, and there is an emergency, fine, do it. But also, if I was an on-call doctor, I probably wouldn't go to the cinema, would I? I would watch half a movie and then have to leave.
Yeah.
Or waste of money. Or people throwing things. That's another thing I don't get.
Yeah, but it's just teenage kids.
No, they were actual kids. Like, their mums had just dropped them off to a movie. And they were far enough away from me that I didn't realise. I just saw loads of popcorn on the floor. Because I was disturbed by the person that was sitting next to me that I couldn't complain about because I was just annoyed by his breathing. Again, he walked in late anyway, so I was already annoyed at him.
Tired.
No, but like he was just wheezing, and I'm just like, shit. If he, like, I've got a CPR certificate. If he passed out, I'm gonna have to do it. And I didn't know what these kids were doing because I was distracted by him. At the end of the movie, some ladies came up to them just like, your parents would be ashamed.
Oh.
So I used that line the next time I had to go at a group of kids. Like, that was War of the Planet of the Apes the next time I had to go at kids because they were just like asking for it.
Apes together, strong.
Because I really wanted to watch that movie and they took the piss. But then also I did... so I value being quiet, don't be on your devices.
I I agree with all of that. But on the other side of the spectrum, I went to... I think I've already spoken about this on the podcast.
It's fine.
I've only got about 5 stories ever in the whole world.
You need to get out more at
I went to BFI. Sometimes goes to BFI. I like going to BFI.
Are you talking about the La Ventura?
Well, it was when I went to see
You definitely have told this story.
Well, did I tell you about the guy that was sitting next to me? Oh, for God's sake.
I think that was the Natalie Wood episode.
He's just on the opposite end of the spectrum. I didn't do anything wrong. I was getting all my stuff sorted before the film started. Was getting my bottle of water. And he was huffing and puffing. Like, as if, like, he just came here to get pissed off.
Okay, so I respect...
I've got his number if you want it. It sounds like you two would maybe...
So I respect cinema etiquette, but I did everything wrong last week on purpose.
Why?
Basically,
some sort of weird
I went to watch yesterday, but it was in the middle of a day, which I love because there's not many people there.
Oh,
so it was just me and a couple directly in front of me, and there was a girl with Down syndrome and her carer, I believe, and she was laughing really, really, really loudly. But it's fine. It's an expression of joy, right? And especially, you know what you're coming into.
Yeah,
but the person,
and especially if you go see Sorry.
Yeah.
It's a joint experience, isn't it?
Yeah, like, she's getting happiness from it. It's fine. It's great. But the person directly in front of me, every time she would laugh or do anything, he just tutted and started, like, bitching to the person next to him. So
that's not a good look.
He was pissing me off. So what I did, I was just being... Because I was literally directly behind him.
Why? If it's a huge empty cinema, why?
Because that's the seat I pick. I go back row. I go directly in the middle. I'm not moving. He should move. He probably should have moved after what I was
Who sat down first?
Well, he was, but it's my seat. I booked that seat.
You booked that seat?
I booked middle back row. I need middle back row.
I want middle row.
No, middle back row.
Nah, not back row. It's too far away. Sorry, carry on. So you were tight.
Anyway, basically, any time he did something or move, I was just like...
Oh my! Were you watching the film?
I did watch the movie as well. And then I had like snacks with me. Usually, I'm really good with snacks. I only open it packet when there's something really loud going on, so no one hears it.
That's more annoying. That's more annoying because I think people are trying to be really sly. It's like they'll wait for like a bang bang and everyone like. Nah, that's annoying.
No, because I don't want to like.
Do it.
If it's a somber scene, I don't want to interrupt it by.
Just do it.
No, but I kept doing that, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to rustle and get my snack really loudly. And then he kept looking back behind me. I'm just like, what? Just what? So
say something.
Yeah, exactly. Say something. You're not me, are you? Just say something. God, please, I'm asking for it. So basically, because he was a twat, I decided to go against every rule I've ever made about cinema etiquette just to piss him off, and it worked.
Did it piss him off?
Yeah, he kept looking at me.
Whoa. And was he on a date? Did you say he was
I don't know, he's like a
or-
middle-aged man with someone, I guess his partner or whatever. But she should call him a dick. I disrespect both of you.
Wow.
So if you watched it yesterday,
What time?
at Kingston Odeon, I believe that it was a 12:15 screening. I showed up 15 minutes late because I like missing the previews.
What? You like missing the previews?
No, I
That's
don't
my
like-
favourite bit.
No, the ads. Sorry, the previews of the movie were fine.
No.
I still sat there for half an hour waiting for the movie to start. So 45
Mate, I
minutes.
love the whole thing of going to the cinema. The whole, whatever you'd call it. Getting in there, you smell the popcorn, queuing up, getting a ticket. Should I get a combo? Should I just get one or the other? Always end up with an extra large sweet popcorn and extra large drink.
Did you have to remortgage a house to do it?
I know, man, but it's worth it.
Like, did you know, Odeon, I didn't realise, so you know how we spent years when we go to the cinema just filling up our backpacks with the snacks and stuff,
Yeah.
right? Someone tweeted to Odeon asking if they can bring their own snacks in, and he said, yeah, that's fine. So we've been hiding it since we were children that we're taking snacks in. I used to take my little brother with me to the cinema sometimes, and I'd make him wear his, like, kiddie backpack.
He was a mule.
Yeah, make him wear his kiddie backpack, because people won't, like, notice him, will they? And just shove that full of sweets. But I
You're
didn't
allowed
know that
to
it was
anyway.
legal.
No, that takes the fun away of it.
Yeah. But then, like, it makes so much sense.
And
Because, like, last week I saw some people bringing KFC.
Yeah. Kingston Odeon. That's a good one. I like that cinema.
Well, that's the one I
IMAX
usually
screen.
go to. I'm not a big fan of IMAX or 3D or anything.
I like IMAX, don't like 3D. Or, like, have you seen that new thing,
I mean-
D3 with the seats or whatever?
D3.
Is that what it's called? Something where the seats, like,
Are you talking about the recliner screens?
No, the seat just, like, vibrates.
I think that happens in the recliner screen. Oh, Dolby 3.
No. I swear it's called D3 or something like that. I went and did at the cinema in Surrey Keys, there was like a 2 seats and you could watch the trailer for a film, and it's so shit. It was like a building topples down and then...
That's 4D.
A building topples down and then the seat just vibrates a bit.
That's 4D. They do that in Universal Studios. They're like, just inject
they're
smells into the screen.
But no, it's not that. It's
Okay.
just the seat. They're trying to put that into multiplexes.
Those recliner screens are comfy though. Like, I could just fall
I
asleep.
don't like... I understand why they do it, and they've done it for centuries. The whole, like, adding new things to cinemas, 3D.
But they have to now because they're so
They
expensive.
don't have to.
They're so expensive. People don't want to just go to watch a movie. You need to have an experience.
I don't know.
There's a difference between us because we're cinephiles.
Yeah.
Not most of the population aren't cinephiles. They'll go out and watch a movie that they're into.
I
To get them to go regularly.
To go
because-
get them to go. But
Especially if you're talking about like families and stuff or students, and cinemas are so expensive now.
yeah, they are expensive. But I think
Because
that...
you have the luxury of having the independent cinema next to you. A lot of people don't.
Yeah, that's true. But I would say that I think anyone, no matter if they like films that much, no matter whether they're 4 or 5 years old, that no one's stupid and people understand films. People would enjoy an immersive film, like, whatever, Toy Story, more so than a shit film with a vibrating seat.
Oh, no.
I don't think-
Actually, no,
I
a
don't
lot of
think-
people like shit films. I think we've established.
Mm.
We're on Transformers 20 now, apparently, or something like that.
Yeah. I couldn't add anything to that because I've only seen the first one. And me and my
I've
mum-
seen actually.
And me and
I've
my
seen
mum
the-
loved it.
I think I've seen all of them, actually. No, not Transformers. I was thinking of Fast and Furious. I've seen all of those.
So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and everyone thinks cinema's dying and stuff. Thoughts on that?
It's true.
I don't think so.
Well, cinema and... Yeah, no, because that's why Hollywood, they're pushing the China market.
What do you mean?
As in, because more Chinese people in China seem to be going out to the cinema. So they're trying to make their films successful in China now because they're not getting good box office in the US and UK and other places now.
So what we might see a trend of more Chinese themed films,
Or friendly films.
Chinese friendly films.
Because they have
Interesting.
different
Crazy
morals
Rich
as well.
Asians.
I think that's marketed to the Western world with token Chinese cast, I guess.
Fuck knows, yeah. I don't even know if they're Chinese.
No, I don't think so. They're Singaporean. I've watched it. They're from Singapore, right?
Do you like it?
I enjoyed it enough.
My girlfriend was watching it on the plane. She cried.
I didn't cry. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
but
it enough.
everything's heightened on the
I
plane.
like the soundtrack.
Everything's heightened on the plane. Every time I looked over to her screen, it was just another 2 young, beautiful-looking people in a very expensive-looking location.
It was
just having a
well, they were
conversation.
loaded. They're crazy rich Asians.
Yeah, but they were just like either by a pool having a conversation or in a jewellery shop having a conversation.
Pretty much, yeah.
It was kind of like, I don't know, the Kardashians or something like that, but in film.
I think I preferred them to the Kardashians. Could you imagine a Kardashian cinematic experience?
Have you ever watched an episode of Kardashians? No.
I've watched bits like when I'm walking in and someone's watching an episode of the Kardashians and then I decide to leave.
They're very enigmatic to me because I only see pictures of them. I've never really heard them talk.
They're really, 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 really annoying talkers. It's like, oh my god!
I can't believe she did that.
I know. Like, totally can't believe she did this. Oh my god, she fucked my boyfriend or something like that. Actually, probably more annoying because I realise I sound a little bit annoying. It's a little bit normal just with an American accent. So more annoying. It's like high-pitched whining.
All right, let's leave it out. They might be nice people.
They're really not.
They might be.
No, I doubt it.
You don't know what they're like in real life.
I doubt it.
Anyway.
I'm going on record as saying I don't think the Kardashians are nice people. I think they're shit people. And Donald Trump is friends with them.
Anyway, well, what are your favourite cinema experiences?
Got to be the first one.
Really? Your first ever cinema experience?
Harry Potter 1.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't go. You went to cinema well late.
I know, my parents weren't big into cinema, so...
Were you one of those people that didn't have McDonald's till you were like 16?
No, my parents wanted to shut us up. Basically, I didn't like McDonald's personally, but I always wanted to go for the Happy Meals.
Personally?
And
even when you were like 4, you like... So
no,
like, I don't personally like
I still can't really eat McDonald's. But I didn't like McDonald's, but I always wanted to go to buy the Happy Meal. But then one day my dad got so pissed off that he was spending money on a Happy Meal that I wasn't eating. He made me eat it. And he regretted making me eat it because then we had to go shoe shopping. And I threw up in a shoe store.
No way.
And never have they forced me to eat food again.
Yes. Isn't it weird the advertising McDonald's does? I was walking down the street once and I saw a empty McDonald's packet of chips that had been like run over by a bus, and it was just like a muddy like paper packet. But then as soon as I saw it, I saw like the little M on it. I was just like, oh, I could well do with the McDonald's.
I don't get a feeling like I didn't have
McDonald's. I love McDonald's.
I genuinely didn't have McDonald's for 10 years until the moment we were driving back from the Hendu. And everyone else wanted
the
McDonald's.
Hendu, capital
yeah,
T.
Yeah. Well, you asked me about it before. The Hendu, and because everyone else wanted it, I'm not going to be the arsehole that says no. So I'm just like, oh, I go.
And you loved it, didn't you?
No, I felt a bit sick afterwards.
Yeah, you always feel a bit sick afterwards.
And then I didn't do it, and then I think we went a few weeks ago to a silent disco, and McDonald's was the only thing open at 3 in the morning. So I got it again, but I couldn't finish it because it's just, I couldn't do it.
And my love of McDonald's also goes a bit with love of cinema. They're kind of a similar thing. I think I would often go to McDonald's before cinema. They're both very sort of like, I don't know, capitalist, would you say? Capitalist, consumerist, like American sort of culture? Or am I chatting shit?
No, I don't think I ever went to McDonald's before I went cinema.
Not necessarily but do you see why they're similar?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't understand what you're saying, Alex.
I don't know. What's your experience of cinema when you were younger? There's like a big multiplex where I used to live. My mum used to drive us there. Like, we'd get the newspaper in the morning on a Saturday.
So I went to watch Harry Potter 1. That was at the Screen on the Green, which is in Islington, which is like the
outside
longest...
Screen on the Green.
No, it's near the Green, Islington Green.
Oh right.
So that's actually got a good story. It's the oldest independent cinema in London.
Cool. What's it called?
Screen on the Green. And even now they do like old movies. They play loads of.
Sick.
You'd actually really like it. I think.
Yeah,
You'd be
nice.
interested. Look it up because it is really good. Every time I go past it, I'm just like, I really should just go to Screen on the Green, but I pay for Limitless.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Because they play some current movies as well, but they play a lot of classics. Like Saturday nights, they're playing classic movies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I think that's actually what made me fall in love with actual cinema.
There's so many different things I want to talk about. So I want to talk about first cinema experiences. Also, all different alternative sort of cinemas. I went to Somerset House, used to play, or they do like a summer festival of playing films. I went to see Annie Hall there outside, and that was nice on a big screen.
I've always wanted to do like an outdoor cinema experience type thing.
I remember
I'd be afraid that it'd rain, and I've just bought my ticket.
It was raining a bit.
Oh, okay.
And I went to I used to. Did you ever go to festivals when you were younger?
I've been to a few, and I will never go again because I've realised I'm too old for it.
I went to Big Chill when I was like 16. We were all like, getting drunk and stuff, listening to music, and then one night.
No, Alex was 18 because that's what the legal drinking age is in the UK.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, everyone does drink though when they're 16. Are we not allowed to
Yeah,
say that?
that's true. Everyone drinks before they're 16.
Yeah, and then just stumbled into a tent, and they were playing like the old Dracula with Christopher Lee. Just lay down and watch that. That was wicked. Other times I've seen a film.
Other times I've seen a film. We're doing great on this episode, Alex.
My first cinema experience. My memory doesn't serve me very well. It's one of two. I can't really remember. It's either The Lion King or Twister.
Twister, I forgot that movie existed.
Yeah, that's a sick movie.
Yeah, it used to be on like ITV all the time.
Yeah, I can't remember which.
Are you sure? I think you're too young for Twister.
I'm trying to. Maybe we should find out when each of them would have been in cinema.
Lion King was late 90s, right? So that's a possibility.
96, I reckon.
Twister, I think that was older, right? Let me just look it up. 1996 for Twister.
Yeah, that makes sense then. I could have been 5.
1994 for Lion King.
I wouldn't have remembered that, I don't
Yeah,
think.
so you must have just watched it at home.
I think Twister then.
Okay, you're gonna hate me, or just realise you don't know me. So you know those all old Disney movies and stuff, like Lion King, The Little Mermaid,
Yeah.
Cinderella and all that stuff?
Some of them that you mentioned are the golden age of cinema.
I'm sorry, but yeah, whatever we should have been watching as kids, I didn't really watch them.
That's okay, I don't hate you for that.
I had
Why
older
not?
siblings, and I watched what
I
they
had
watched.
3 older siblings.
I watched what they watched, which was like Terminator, Nightmare on Elm Street, all that
Yeah.
random stuff. I only watched like the Disney. I watched Beauty and the Beast, but that was because of rainy days at school. You know, when you're not allowed to go to the playground and they just set up like a TV.
We watched Muppets Treasure Island then.
When was that?
What?
Muppets Treasure Island.
Yeah, what do you mean when was that?
When was that released?
I don't know, I watched that in primary school when
I
it was
don't
on a
remember.
rainy day.
I remember I bought a cassette tape of The Matrix in that I'd recorded off the TV. And my mum was in the room, so I just changed channel when they kissed at the end. I got a lot of groans for that.
Oh, sex scenes with when a parent was in the room.
And my parents are conservative Muslims.
Like
now we don't really care anymore. But like anytime,
maybe that's better. What would they?
no,
how
because
would
like
they react?
you come from a white family, it's different. Like if you're from like a Bangladeshi, Arab, Indian, any sort of ethnic family, you get a look when you guys realise that scene is coming, and your parents just look at you and it's like, you better change the channel, or I'm going to smack you with that remote.
But that's better than maybe that's better than like where everyone just carries on watching the film. And
Yeah, I imagine that would be really awkward.
And then like you just sort of, I wish this was over now.
I
wish
can't imagine
this was
watching Game of
over.
Thrones with my
Oh
parents.
my god. There's not in Game of Thrones. It's usually flashes though, isn't it? It's not like the worst ones are like long drawn out.
Yeah,
sex
like the
scenes.
rapes and stuff.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's a few bad bits in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of rape and sex and pillaging.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is very like there's flashes like that. It's over. The worst ones is like like a 1 minute long sex scene, and you're just
Ramsay and Sansa.
trying to even think.
They made
I
Theon
can't remember.
stare.
I can't remember. Game of Thrones. I've forgotten all about that.
Why? Because you watched the last episode.
I watched it all, and I never really remember any of it.
Oh, you're so shit. Okay, anyway. It's not about Game of Thrones. Like, do you think we need the cinema experience?
Whoa.
Like, we've
That's a
got
hot
TV
potato.
at home, we've got, like, Netflix, we've got Prime, we've got theatre. Do we need the cinema? Does it seem like an added expense to our lives?
I know that we need the cinema, and I know, like, you go down the high streets these days, yeah, and it is a ghost town. I saw this NatWest, this is going off on a tangent just quickly, but I just saw this NatWest advert the other day saying, we understand that your shop on the high street is important to you, so we can guarantee any shop on the high street will be open for the next 2 years. And that's like saying something. In 10 years' time, is there even going to be shops? But I think there will always be cinemas.
I just think it's getting more and more expensive. I don't think people can afford to go. That's probably why they're doing this limitless packaging. But
price-
I don't see how that's sustainable, because that's with the deals that they work out with the films. I don't get it.
The price is, something that I haven't really
If you
bared
think about
in,
it, if you and the other Alex got married and had kids, are you going to be afford to take your family out on a trip to the
Well,
cinema?
to Peckhamplex we could go.
True, but do you really think there's going to be a Peckhamplex in 10, 20 years' time?
Well, it's busy, but people go there. But yeah, the price isn't something that I've really bared in mind. Not in a funny way. I'm not like, I don't really bear the price in mind.
Again, like, I don't know, I'm being repetitive. You're lucky because you've got that option, whereas a lot of people don't. They've got Odeon, they've got View, they've got Cineworld at best. And Cineworld's cheapest out of all of them.
So say it is too expensive, isn't it? You go to the cinema, and like cinema I've been going to like since I can remember all the time. Like it's a big part of my upbringing, I'd say, and that includes like the popcorn and the drink. if you're going to get popcorn and drink and go to see a film...
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's going to be £20 each,
First of all, I don't really like cinema popcorn. I think it's too airy. I'd rather get, like...
Personally.
I'd rather get Butterkiss packet.
Ugh, what? Toffee popcorn?
Toffee popcorn.
Oh, fuck off.
I feel like I should get that on the way home as well.
Sweet and salted.
Yeah.
I've only just gone sweet and salted.
I don't like salty.
I only used to have sweet, but now I've had sweet and salted, I'd never go back to sweet.
You know how the Americans love all their fatty stuff? Like, they have, like, popcorn that's covered in so much random crap.
Butter.
Like, cheese and chocolate and all that
Yeah, you can
stuff.
now in the Odeons or Cineworlds or whatever, you can get... Because I used to do this myself, like, put minstrels in the popcorn and then mix it all up.
That, yeah.
And then, like, every now and then you get a minstrel.
No,
they do that now.
melted chocolate.
Oh, it's too much.
Exactly.
America does everywhere too much.
Yeah, they really do. Except wages for servers and stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
But back to your original question. Do I think the cinema experience is important? Do I think there's always going to be cinema? Did you say that or did I just make that question?
I can't even remember what I asked. Do you think it's necessary when we got other
I
avenues?
think so. Personally, well, and that's coming from me, and I've realised now that, like, I'm someone that's grown up going to the cinema, and there's people that haven't. But if there's no time I focus on a film more or engage in a film more than at the cinema. Like, I know it's like it's obvious, but, like, if you're at home, someone could knock on your door. It's easy to, like, get up and go turn the oven on because you're gonna do dinner whilst, like, and none of the other distractions are taken away from you. If you go to the cinema, you take yourself out of your house. You've got 2 hours of just, like, I'm doing this now for 2 hours. You engage in the film, and maybe not necessarily a good thing, but I've done it before where I'll, like, spend money on a film and I'll go watch the film and I'll be like, before the film starts, I'll be like, I better fucking enjoy this film because I spend so much money on it and I end up enjoying it more. I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Or maybe you push yourself to enjoy it or fool yourself.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Because if you start the film wanting to enjoy it, you're going to end up, like, forgiving it for its bad bits and, like...
It was like, oh yeah, it definitely needs to be worth it. You're just like, yeah, that's great. Kim Kardashian was great in that scene.
Yeah. La Ventura. Nothing happens. And I was like, that is beautiful.
I actually, because we were talking about plays before, I should have told you which one disappointed me most. I went to watch True West with, Kit Harington.
So that's a play.
Yeah,
You're talking about plays.
Yeah, that's a play. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Like we said, we should do before. But with Kit Harington in it.
Kit Harington.
And, like...
Jon Snow.
Yeah, Jon Snow. But, like, nothing happened.
You know nothing. Was that quite a good impression?
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
He's like, tell me something Jon Snow might say.
I don't know.
Come on, tell me one thing.
Ollie, no!
Ollie, no! Is that quite good? You think that just because I'm at the wall... Is that quite a good impression? Do you think he's been typecast?
Anyone that's in a big TV show...
Has he still got long hair? He needs to cut that off. I think he needs to cut it off.
But anyway, like, True West, nothing happened.
Is it like Waiting for Godot, where that's the point, or...?
I don't know if that was the point. All I know is that I wanted to go to sleep.
And yeah, that's what
I spent money on those tickets for someone's birthday, and yeah. Anyway, let's go back to what we were talking about. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
We were talking about the cinema.
Okay, but... The thing is, yeah, I'm fine because I've got the limitless option. But if I had, like, kids and a family and I didn't have that option to go limitless, because £20 a month, yes, that's actually still expensive.
But how can someone that loves the Marvel universe so much as you think that the cinema might be dying? Because those films
I'm not saying I want it to die. No, but that's the thing.
Those films are literally created for the cinema.
Yeah, but Alex, because of this, the films that you love are probably going to die. Like the smaller films that aren't going to get a market.
I've seen it not an Insurgents. I saw Insurgents in the cinema. No,
what, the Divergent?
No, I didn't.
Thing?
Oh, maybe I was thinking of Divergence.
I didn't watch that. That did not look interesting.
Anyway, I think there's been a resurgence in art cinemas, or like community cinemas, film festivals.
Independent
Big
cinema.
up Deptford Cinema as well, down by
the thing is, I think
road.
it's just going to be, there's no middle ground. I think it's going to be either the big blockbusters or the smaller house movies that are going to win awards. I don't think there's going to be any middling. Nothing in the middle.
I don't know, man. I don't see that. And I'm the first to be pessimistic about stuff. I think the cinema is always going to be there. I think the cinema's always gone in peaks and troughs.
I wish it would always be there.
No, I know you do. But I also think it's gone in peaks and troughs ever since, like, the beginning of cinema and, like, the beginning of the 20th century. I've noticed about myself. To make myself sound clever, I'll always say, rather than be like the 1900s, I'll be like the 20th century. I'll just add one on. I was kind of thinking about it beforehand. I was like, which century is it? 20th century. Yeah. Like, there's been peaks and troughs in cinema because of, you know, like, say, the World Wars. There was a big... Everyone went to the cinema all the time. And then after World War II, no one went to the cinema. And that's when they started to bring in things like 3D back in, like, the 1940s or 50s or whatever. And, like, crazy... sound technology.
Yeah, in the 1940s, 3D was when the train actually came at you.
No, that was 1900.
They lost a lot of audience members then.
No, yeah, but you know what I mean.
I'm joking.
They try like novel things.
Clearly.
They try to do novel... They've worried about it before and tried to do novel things. I think the cinema will never die.
I think it's going to need to change.
What?
If it wants to survive.
How do you think it can change? Be cheaper?
I mean, I think... Well, no. I think... What you brought up before, the incentives to go, it's in the experience changing, like all these like movable seats. That's what they're going to try and do.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what they tried to do decades ago, like with the House of Wax in 3D and all that stupid shit. It never works because a really good film is about as immersive as it can get. You don't have to have 3D glasses on to be like... No,
I personally agree.
And I think everyone agrees. I think no one watched, I don't know, Lord of the Rings and thought I wasn't in that world, or whatever film was it, like, touched certain people. You know, like, films are immersive enough if they're made well. No one's like that. I wish that was a bit more 3D.
Yeah.
No one's ever said that about a film.
I just think it seems like it's successful because it's still making money. But if you think about inflation rates and actual audience members going, I don't think there's much of a change. If it's probably worse off. But the big tentpole movies will always make money. It's just I worry about the middle ground movies or the smaller movies. Like, I know whenever like a small movie comes along, I'm trying to look for screens or cinemas that are playing it, and I would be willing to travel to go see it. And sometimes they are playing it, but they're playing it at 11 o'clock on a Wednesday.
Film festivals are quite... There's loads of film festivals about at the moment.
Yeah, true.
And I think, you know, like, I think I'm quite optimistic about the future.
I mean, I hope it never dies, but... Well, I mean, I think it will always exist, but I don't think it will exist in the form that it's in.
Well, it hasn't changed that much since we were born, really. Like, cinema is one thing that hasn't changed that much. Did I tell you about when I went to the bank the other day?
No.
It's one of my 4 stories.
No.
I went to the bank the other day and it was like... I was like, first time I've been into a bank in years, and like it was very reminiscent for me. It reminded me of like following my mum around in town and going into the bank. Did you ever used to do that on the weekend? Follow one of your parents around just whilst they did like errands?
Yeah, so my mum... No, not during the... Like, first, I'll go to the doctors for whatever reason. Then we go to the bank, then we go to my grandparents.
Really?
With my
Of
mum,
a Saturday?
Yeah, because they're all in the same area.
Yeah.
Not on a Saturday, because GPs aren't open on Saturday.
Yeah.
But usually when I didn't go to school for one of my many ailments or just because I can be fucked. My mum was just like, yeah, to punish you, I'm taking you to the doctor, I'm wasting money on the NHS, from the NHS. But yeah, I don't know why, but always my mum asked for £300 and £50 notes. I don't know why.
What, from the bank?
Yeah. Why in that denomination? £50 notes piss me off.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Is there something dodgy going on?
Who knows?
Yeah, so I went to the bank and I felt very nostalgic because it reminded me of those days when I'd go into town with my mum. And then went into the bank and it was a Saturday and there was a huge queue in HSBC and one guy working there. And there's like, obviously like, because everything's done on machines. And what was it? Oh yeah, so me and my girlfriend wanted to open a joint account.
Oh, you're so grown up.
I know. And so then we got to the front of the queue and we were like, oh yeah, can we open a joint account? And then the guy was like, oh yeah, you have to make an appointment for that. Because there's no one else working there. Like, there's just one man working there and all the rest is machines, which is all well and good, but it's like, fuck's sake, like, if there was two more, if there was like, usually, I don't know, my old experience of banks would be like, There's one person waiting there, and then there's like
banks
five other...
do make you make a lot of appointments.
There'll be 5 other people in their own little booths, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, go and see this person now, and you'll be able to open
No, I remember once I walked in just to ask you a question about overdraft and interest and stuff like that, and they said, okay, I could book you an appointment for next Wednesday. I'm just like, oh, okay, could you not...
And it's like banks are only open in working time, and it closes at midday on a Saturday.
Exactly. Like, who's up midday on a Saturday? I'm definitely not out of bed.
Bullshit.
So,
yeah.
But,
so that's changed. So what my point was is went into that bank and I thought, God, this has gone to the dogs compared to when me and my mum used to come into the bank. One time I was sitting in a chair, and one of my earliest memories in the bank, my mum was like doing whatever with the money in the bank, and I was sitting there, and then this woman left, who I thought was my mum, and I left with her, and I went to hold her hand, and then she was like, oh, I'm not your mum.
No, the opposite happened to me, Mum, basically. Because I used to just
the
always...
opposite happened to you? That sounds like you got robbed.
Basically, I used to just go in and play with the fake plants.
Oh,
I'd just be in a corner, and sometimes my mum would just forget. And then she'd come back, but she'd forget.
She forgot you. Somebody didn't steal you.
I'd behind a plant or something. Yeah, there was no one ever really there that often. That's probably because it was a weekday.
Yeah, true. So compared to the banks, I don't think cinemas have changed that much.
I mean, I think they will change. Everything's changed, though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Cinemas haven't.
Television changed. I think it's going to happen.
Cinemas haven't changed.
No, but it has to change, I think.
Why?
To survive. It has to.
But it hasn't changed that much.
I know you don't want it to.
No, but it hasn't changed that much.
But...
And I haven't seen that much closure of cinemas.
Yeah, but they're all...
Compared.
They're revamping. Like,
get better comfy seats.
You were dissing, like, the recliner screens. Some of the Odeon cinemas have all turned into recliner cinemas.
I've got something I want to talk about.
Okay.
It's a good one.
Okay.
It's a juicy one. But me and Alex went to Alex. Okay.
Oh, yeah, so Alex has a girlfriend. She's called it Alex. And she has the same date of birth.
Same
as the Alex.
Is that the first time I've name dropped her?
I think so. And you actually mentioned Alex before, and that might have been confusing. We probably should have said that.
I don't usually talk about myself in the third person.
like this podcast is so successful that you're getting overinflated.
So we went to Electric Cinema.
Okay, yeah.
So my sister got me voucher for my birthday. So Electric Cinema.
And you decided not to take your sister?
Obviously not. My sister lives in Manchester. Okay. And the fact that me and Alex have the same birthday, my sister, it was like a
bought it for you guys.
Yeah. So Electric Cinema, there's 3 of them in London, and the idea is super comfy seats. Yeah. You get a little blanket or whatever. You can like order food and stuff like that, which for me goes with the whole 3D thing. You know, like it would be annoying for me. No, it was a really nice experience. Really comfy chairs. We were in the front row and my neck was hurting and it was far too close to the screen. I could barely...
Because they're really tiny screens, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's only like...
No, the screen was huge.
No, the screen itself, but the seats.
Yeah.
And the actual room.
Yeah, I felt like I had to like look around the screen. I wasn't just looking at it, do you know what I mean? I felt like I was missing the stuff on the peripheries. Went to see Us. A little blanket, comfy chair, it's quite nice. Far too close to the screen. But they had this advert at the beginning, which was like a, like cinema etiquette advert. Oh, turn your phone off.
Yeah.
Don't.
And you people in the middle row better stop your conversations now.
Something like that, yeah. And it had like all famous people in it, like Alexander Armstrong and that, say famous, doing all the acting. And then there was this bit where this white guy, dressed in like 70s clothes, had a big like 70s novelty afro. And he was like, she's like, if you've got big hair, turn your hair down now. And then like, did
he just like shrink in his
No,
seat?
like someone like put a remote to his head, or like a TV remote, and his afro like shrunk down.
How offensive is that?
My girlfriend has a big afro like that, but she had it tied up. But she as soon as she felt like personally attacked. How bad is that?
Are you just saying people with afros can't go to the cinema?
Turn your hair down. I said afterwards we were quite shocked by that. And afterwards, I searched up.
Did you tweet them? That's what I usually
do. Nothing was online about it. No one else has sort of noticed it. But that's bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
That really is bad. Down.
Like, yeah, no, that's pretty bad. Oh,
so yeah, Electric Cinema.
That reminds me, not the racist bit. That still reminds me of, you were talking about your neck.
And also, just want to add, sorry, like the fact that it was like a white girl was like, oh, we can't make it a black person, can we? Do you know what I mean? That's what they thought. That's what they must have thought.
So they knew that it was racist.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, they were like, oh, God, we can't like actually just make it a black person with an afro.
It's like, Alex, can you turn your whiteness down, please? Because that's really, really annoying
It's
me.
reflecting off the screen.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, you were going to say something.
Oh yeah, no, that neck thingy reminds me. It's not got anything to do with any.
thing?
Yeah, you were saying you were sitting at the front.
Oh, yeah.
That's got nothing to do with cinema experience. It's our own stupidity. So me and a few other people that didn't include Alex from uni because we didn't know him.
Okay.
In uni, we went
Was
to
Chris
watch.
there?
I think so. Yeah.
Yes,
We went to
Chris.
watch. Maybe we went to watch Star Trek Into Darkness, and we bought the tickets. I think it was the 3D one, and they're like, "Oh, you're on the second row back." And we went down to the second row, but we didn't realise the first 4 rows were closed off because it's a big screen, 3D.
Was it
whatever.
IMAX?
Yeah, I don't remember. It was so long ago. So we sat, all of us, just our group, just sat on the second row because he said, oh, it's going to be the second row. Just sat there, just turning our heads round, just getting a headache and like getting
I hate that.
And we got up at the end of the screen and we realised no one was sitting in the front few rows. And he must have been the second row
Of the bit that was open.
Yeah, we didn't know they weren't open.
Did you have to like go under some like yellow and black caution tape?
No, there was no tape. There was no tape. We just sat down and we didn't realise until after the movie was over.
That's annoying.
That was when I fell in love with Benedict Cumberbatch, so it's fine.
I was getting pissed off when we went to see Us, and it was just like, I was just the whole time I can't fucking.
That's why I like going in the back row.
Nah, middle row.
I'll sit in the middle row if the premiere seats are like.
Got to be on the aisle though as well.
No, I need to be in the middle.
Middle of on the aisle because the aisle is in the middle.
Yeah, in the middle of like all the seats.
Nah, no, but you know that split.
Yeah, so you have one row here, the middle, and that. I need to be in the middle of the middle.
No, what about if it's a small screen and there's just 2?
I don't go to
I
the
want to
screens.
sit on the aisle.
I don't go to the screens.
I need to sit on the aisle just in case I need to go throw up or something.
I mean, okay.
Not that I ever throw up.
Okay. So, Alex, what was your favourite cinema experience?
I've just realised that I think we've already spoke about this, but I really like when I went to see Get Out.
I don't remember you speaking about it. Carry on.
So, went to see Get Out, Jordan Peele film, Surrey Quays Cinema, packed house. There was a lot of buzz about it. It's completely full. And I just remember, I don't really like, what do you think of applause at the end of a film?
No, I don't really like it, no.
Muted applause where it's like...
I mean, and also, those actors and the director aren't there.
Who
like, it's not like you're going to an actual play or something, where they're there and you can actually applaud and they can hear you.
Yeah.
Like, who are you clapping?
Who are you clapping? But
It's like there's people that clap when the plane lands.
But I don't do that. But at least the pilot's there, and he's probably like, "Cheers, guys."
No, they're clapping because they're just like, "Oh, we didn't die, guys. We didn't die."
Well done, us. We just threw through the sky in a metal tube.
Could you imagine after clapping, if you clapped on the plane and then you just tripped down the stairs, just cracked your head open? That's it. That's how you're going to go, Alex. I'm afraid.
But Get Out was clapping in the middle of the film when certain people might get killed or certain people might get their comeuppance or whatever, shouting and like, yeah, and like, oh my God. I love that. So, like, I'm all for not talking in the cinema, but if you go to see a horror film or a comedy, things like shouting and laughing and like when there's silence, and then there's especially like Jordan Peele's last 2 films have been perfect for that.
Yeah,
like Shocks and Utter Quiet, and then he's got a really amazing way of like breaking all this tension with like just a funny joke.
Yeah,
that like would be something from like Saturday Night Live or something like that, and everyone just sort of relaxes a bit and just sort of relaxes into their seat.
And then eyeballs.
Yeah,
probably.
Get Out.
I don't want to be offensive, but did you look at the audience when you went in?
Yeah.
Was it majority white or?
No, I think there was quite a few black people there.
That was okay, yeah. Because I went with Lana. You met Lana, haven't you? The Arab friend. I went with Lana, and we were trying to hold our laughter in because our audience was afraid to laugh.
Oh right, no.
And then we looked around and realised it was sort of like a mainly white audience.
No, I think I was probably in the I was probably in the minority there, and that probably made a difference.
Yeah, because I think stuff like Get Out, it's a certain audience that
That's
needs
true.
to enjoy it. Like we were stifled in our laughter, and I mean we still did it, but everyone else seemed afraid to laugh.
Really, because it's very like. It's not like I wouldn't see why anyone would be scared.
I don't know, but they just didn't.
It's a very, like, pro-black film, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I know, but maybe that's... I don't know why.
It's not like... People that would go see that film...
Yeah, there is a difference, I realised, in the audience with that.
Everyone was loving it. It was so good. Oh, yeah. I really...
No, I'm not saying they didn't love it, it's just they didn't show it.
I'm trying to think what else was good that I've seen. Obviously, Lord of the Rings changed my life forever.
Clearly. Can I ask you a question about... You've read the books as well, yeah? No.
Try to start...
You know what? Chris wins the Lord of the Rings.
Well, he didn't.
He does now.
Why? Because he's read the books.
I just pronounced it. Yeah, he's read the books.
Yeah, but we were talking about...
I was going to ask you a question about like the story, but you're not going to be able to answer it.
I've listened to the audio books.
Does it go beyond what we see in the films?
Nah.
No?
No.
Okay. That was the question I had to ask.
Oh, right. I don't think so. Anyway, there's probably books afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Lots of people didn't like Lord of the Rings.
What, the movie?
Yeah, they thought it was just the movies. They just thought it was like people walking somewhere.
Oh my god, but
that's all a film is.
It's beautiful and technologically advanced, and the story was great, yeah. It was them walking somewhere, but it's how they got there.
Yeah, I would say...
It's not about the end result, it's about the journey.
I would say it's...
Literally in that movie.
Yeah, I would say it's like the most important film of our generation.
Yeah, not just story-wise, just what it did for the industry.
Like, it broke the 3-hour mark.
Yeah.
And smashed it to pieces, really, if you're watching, like, the extended versions. And it was, I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong. How long was, like, The Matrix? First one?
The first one, I don't think it was that long.
Like, I'm pretty sure Lord of the Rings being, like, 3 hours, 9 minutes or whatever, that's quite long. And I think that was the first one of, like, a series of, like, big...
Yeah, because movies before that, and even movies now, unless they're, like, a massive film, they don't tend to be that long. They we said before, like 90 minutes usually.
What do you think about... So, I watched Creed 2 on the plane.
I haven't watched Creed.
So, what do you think about... And, I watched the trailer for Top Gun 2 the other day.
I'm not interested in that.
And the funny thing was, I was like... so, my boss at work was like, oh, have you seen the trailer for Top Gun 2? I was like, Top Gun 2? They're making a sequel. Who's playing Tom Cruise's part? She's like, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is still in it. He's like playing... Have you seen Top Gun?
Yeah.
So, he's playing the same character. He's still flying the plane. But... They all films these. I feel sorry for people that weren't there for the first Top Gun. I haven't seen it, but I just know it's going to just be referring back to the original.
And it's
all for it's going to be all for like 50, 60-year-old people that remember the first one.
Not necessarily. They'll try and make it broad enough to appeal to other audiences. Because if they just did it for the people that appealed to the audience that watched it before, it's not going to make the money that they want it to, especially not to pay Tom Cruise.
Well, I was watching Creed 2 and I just remember thinking... And also, another one, even more so, my friend highlighted...
But who hasn't watched the Rocky movies? Come on.
Lots of people, like, we're quite old.
I question...
We're quite old, really, compared to...
I question their parents.
So, like, the Jungle Book.
Yeah.
The new Jungle Book.
Yeah.
If you were, like...
I didn't watch the original Jungle Book.
Did you watch the new one?
No.
Oh, right. So your opinion is void.
Yeah.
But
I've got them, but I haven't watched it.
Anyway, the new one, I watched the new one and I quite liked it. I loved the original Jungle Book, but if I was a small child and I watched the new Jungle Book first, which really is, well, I don't know if it's how it should be, but maybe that should be a kid's first cinema experience going to see the new Jungle Book. There's bits where it refers to the old one, which are just like... I don't know, it's like if you hadn't seen the original, you wouldn't understand it.
Yeah, but it's a kid, it's fine. Like, half the stuff will go over their heads anyway. Like, if you think back to watching Friends when you were a kid, did you realise how many sexual references there were?
Yeah, you just like...
Exactly.
Like the bright
or
colours.
even Simpsons. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Like, you watch it now and you realise, oh my god, I was laughing at the joke when I was a child, did not understand it.
Yeah, true.
So I think it's the same thing. They'll just gloss over it, and it might make them want to watch the originals, which is another reason that they put the references.
But just this whole new trend of like
reboots,
not even just reboots sequels. And remakes. I don't mind it if it brings something new to the table, but when it relies on old stories and old characters that were so well built in the original films 20, 30, 40, 50 years
Alex,
ago.
That's what you're going to get because they know there's a built-in fan base.
They're not taking risks these days, are they?
Yeah, it's less risky.
Bullshit.
Films are expensive. They need to make sure there's an audience there. It's depressing. This episode's been depressing for you, hasn't it?
No, I don't think it has. It's been positive as well. Big up Deptford Cinema, doing great things.
Deptford is like the Putney one. Not Putney,
That's not Peckenplex. No, Peckenplex is like just plays all the big Hollywood blockbusters. Deptford Cinema is a community-led, volunteer-led cinema that does seasons of all old art house films and stuff like that. You should go there. There's some really
It's in Deptford, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Deptford Cinema.
Look it up, audience.
Yeah, there's 32 chairs. And it's just a little, I don't know, tiny little cinema. Plays really obscure films.
I mean, we're really obscure as well. Are we like the art house cinema of podcasts? Oh, I'd actually settle for that.
Yeah.
I should change our description to that. The art house cinema of podcasts.
The art house wanky cinema of podcasts.
Where we talk about things and stuff.
The craft beer of podcasts.
Fucking craft beers.
That's another episode.
I mean, I don't like regular beer. I don't even like the smell of it. Seriously.
Okay, so cinemas, keep doing your thing.
Okay, cinemas, do something to stay relevant. Because I don't want you to fade away. Basically.
Don't change.
You're going to have to change.
You don't have to change.
We are not on the same page on this.
I think you can stay.
And also, okay, audience members, procrastinators, listen to this. No phones, no talking. If you're going to eat nachos, please don't...
Nachos?
Nachos, yeah.
Nachos.
Please don't chew too loudly at, like, a really somber scene. Because the chews, like you were saying, ripping open a packet is fine. But the chews could last forever.
It's not the ripping open the packet is fine. It's just, what is worse is when people are trying to be quiet, it's just like...
No, that's why I wait till a loud moment and I just go...
Just get it over and done with.
And talking, big no-no. Showing up late, big no-no. Basically, don't come to the cinema when I'm there.
Yeah.
And guys, like Alex agrees with me. We've spoken about it before. Going to the cinema by yourself is the best experience.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that much.
Like, because you're not looking at the other person,
not
looking at the other people, seeing what their reactions are.
And I don't like going to cinema with someone else and then like, oh, this is so wanky. I'm about to say.
Okay.
Walking out of the cinema and then someone being like, so what did you think? I need a little bit of time to marinate.
I mean, I don't mind that question.
What, straight away? You want to have an opinion on a film straight away?
Yeah, it's usually when my freshest opinions come about, and then I go for a rewatch. It's fine. But yeah, go. I highly recommend start going to the cinema by yourself, even if it's every now and then.
Best.
And like I said,
just not in half term.
Yeah, not school holidays are awful. If you're going in the school holidays, make sure it's an 18+ movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, go by yourself, preferably in the middle of a week, in the middle of the work day. Because it's amazing. It's like you've got the whole screen to yourself.
So good.
Like, the best place to do that, though, is, Leicester Square Odeon. Like, they've got the massive screen for movie premieres and stuff. I love doing that in the middle of the day, middle of the week. Go there, and I literally have this whole screen to myself. Good. I
want to go to cinema right now.
I might. No, I can't. I should probably actually go home by the time I get home. Get back to Surbiton. Shouldn't go to cinema. No, I won't. I'll go on Monday.
Peace out.
Bye.